if you're a beginning guitar player, you may have run into a lot of painful problems, wrist problems, sore fingers, all of those types of things that happen when you're taking up anything new. If you were all of a sudden playing basketball, you get sore ankles and sore hands and sore knees and things like that. But this happens very commonly on the guitar as well. You're going to develop blisters, well, really calluses, but the tips of your fingers are going to get very sore. And one of the best things you can do with anything like this, where you're working on a new hobby or skill or something like that, is it's really important to take it in small doses. You can't ask your fingers to press down on a note for like an hour at a time and then come back the next day and try it again without it being really, really unhappy. So the best thing you can do when you've got any kind of pain, wrist, finger pain, elbow pain, shoulder pain, is change up your routine a little bit so that you're not always doing the same exercise. I have students working on a couple of different things right in the beginning. One of which is just playing single notes, getting used to playing one note at a time and getting good tone out of each one by having your fingers be very close to the frets and playing right on the tip of your finger. Well, again, this is going to create a little bit of overuse syndrome in those fingertips, and they're going to hurt. So biggest thing you can do here is don't do it too long. Spend 5 or 10 minutes a day at first working on this, or maybe twice a day, but not for an hour. You cannot do anything for an hour in the early days of playing the guitar without now sacrificing the next 3 or 4 days. So fingertips are going to get sore, and you might find that your wrist or elbow gets sore, and usually that's from not very good posture or technique or position. So you really have to be careful how you're holding the guitar and that your hand is in the most efficient position, both hands, to not get hurt while you're playing this. So this is much like a lot of sports injuries. If something is hurting, go ahead, ice it, especially your wrist if you get wrist problems. But you're mostly going to wear out little pieces of skin. So you're going to have to be careful there about getting too sore by playing the same thing over and over and over. The best thing you can do, again, is break up your routine so that one day you're maybe just working on playing single notes. Another day you're working on chords. Now you can spend a little bit of time on both each day, but again, try to change the routine a little bit every time. When I'm working on a new song, sometimes I'll play it so much that I end up getting very sore in one spot or another. It could be the side of my thumb if it's a new finger-picking piece or something like that. So you do have to be careful about just doing the same thing too much. And that's why I try to give my students, my new students especially, or beginning guitar students especially, a couple of different things to work on. We'll spend a little time right in the beginning talking about reading music as well as playing notes and playing chords, and then learning a little bit about theory. So all of that is really important, and the biggest thing is break up the routine, try a little bit of a lot of different things rather than a lot of one or two things. That's frequently going to lead to trouble.